Map of North America, but oh my god, it's running away. Who let this thing out of its cage? What is going on with Alaska? Is Alaska whipping everything else to get it to actually hop like this?
Hello everyone, in this video I'm ranking two maps that aren't wrong.
Planning a European road trip. Opinions? Our first two stops are Toledo and Milan. Then we get to check out the beautiful cities of Lisbon, Paris, and Berlin. And since we'll be in Germany, we might as well stop by Warsaw, Poland. Then on to the British Isles, Dublin, and then London. Our second to last stop on the trip is Moscow, Russia, ending off in Athens, Greece. So as you can see, we're pretty much hitting all the major European spots. I guess we didn't have time for Florence, Italy, though. One thing that's always surprising to me visiting Europe is just how American, actually, a lot of the spots are. It almost feels like we're just visiting the state of Ohio or something. I got inspired by this random floating cloud to make a fictional map. And I think we can all agree, we can really appreciate just how realistic this is. This guy really went above and beyond for this little fantasy map he really wanted to make. A world map of all the countries which are often forgotten. In the white, the countries that are remembered, and in the red are the ones that are forgotten. And would you look at that? What a fantastic map. It seems like every country has been remembered. I guess we all out here are just getting really good at geography. Even the most forgotten place on Earth, New Zealand, is here. Wait a second. Geography facts. Nord?
Wait, what?
What is this German man saying? Oh, it's all Mecklenburg. Wait, he's trying to tell me there's still a part of Germany to this day that's divided between a democratic and communist part? I thought we fixed that a long time ago. Besides North and South Korea, there exists West Korea. However, nobody really cares about this as everything is a part of Mecklenburg. Finally, a solution to the Israel-Palestine conflict. If anyone can figure this out, it would definitely be AI. And I gotta admit, no human has ever thought of any of these solutions before. Perhaps because it's so abstract. And this one looks like it just wants to divide the entire world between just Israel and Palestine. I mean, that's one way to figure this whole thing out. Why didn't we see this before? I fixed the US-Canadian border. Ever since I discussed that map of changing this border to only the 49th parallel, which I think this is actually not even the 49th, this is above that. It seems like this has just become a really popular idea. And maybe that's because we're not actually taking that much land away from Canada. Maybe only like 10%. But we are definitely taking over half their population. I mean, who knows? Maybe this is not that bad of an idea. We should just ask them. Here's a map showing all the countries that I don't recognize the independence of. As we just discussed, Canada's kind of on the chopping block. And when it comes to Europe, we're kind of spreading the love all around. Bulgaria, Belarus, Denmark, and Belgium obviously are debatable. And I think not recognizing Iceland and Greenland just based off of their strange names is somewhat understandable. What even is Cyprus? Oh, and then no to China and Taiwan. There's no discrimination. Obviously, New Zealand is left off most maps, so I think most people agree with this. Map of North America, but oh my god, it's running away. Who let this thing out of its cage? What is going on with Alaska? Is Alaska whipping everything else to get it to actually hop like this? I'm horrified right now. And what are these peninsulas kind of just dangling down here? Do I want to know, Florida? Oh, this is some sort of dog that's like spraying out Newfoundland. This is probably the most disturbing map I've ever seen in my life. This is why you don't skip leg day. We did a European road trip. Now let's try an American one. From Baltimore to Houston to the nation's capital, Birmingham, Alabama, Richmond. Gotta visit Jersey. And finally ended off in Santa Fe after making a quick stop in Toledo. Strange that you picked all of the most European cities to visit in America. Why'd you choose to do that? The world map being centered around Great Britain is arbitrary. Here's a world map centered around Africa. Did we just unlock some new map projection lore? I don't think I've seen anything like this before. What a strange looking image, but I like how unique it is. Britain, if it were hit by a dimensional warping bomb that fell through time. You know, some maps just scream at you. Well, this one is like making my ears bleed. Is this Wales that is now about to touch Canada? Why has Ireland been reduced to like the size of the Isle of Man? This really feels like some sort of really cursed dream that everyone's had. Imagine we all just wake up one day and this is actually what the map looks like. I'll be throwing myself off a bridge. In the gray, we have countries with flags where white doesn't represent milk. Very special type of milk, I might add. And in red, the countries with flags where white does represent this type of milk. Serbia, you definitely have some explaining to do. Of course, the red color on the Serbian flag represents the bloodshed of this country. Very original. The blue is freedom, while white represents mother's milk. Okay. I mean, they do deserve some credit for being creative. I'll give them that. Proof that T-Mobile has literally always sucked. Here's T-Mobile's coverage in the 13th century. I understand no 5G, but no 4G LTE? This is ridiculous. This is why I use Verizon. They definitely had more than this in the 13th century. Although, I do think they always have had a problem with Nebraska. Are you religious? I'd like to introduce you to my religion. What's your religion?
What's your religion?
With only France. I'm interested. Didn't realize some pickup lines are this easy. I'm gonna have to try that next time. A map of India, but I've fixed the borders. And it's about time someone fixed those borders because it's been pretty messy. Something tells me in this India, everyone's gonna be wearing boots and 10-gallon hats. This is how India becomes superpower by 2025. Yeehaw. The real world map. You cannot deny. Finally, someone's calling out all the Nordic land. It's actually just all Estonia. You can even see how like some of Denmark and Iceland is in there. Just turn your head a little bit. Estonia can into Nordic? No. Nordic cannot into Estonia. In the red, we have countries I ate a pizza in. In orange, the countries where I might have ate a pizza in, but I can't remember. In yellow, the countries where I'd like to eat a pizza in. And then finally, Finland, where I ate a pizza, but I did not like it. This is like the ultimate insult to your entire country as a whole. Imagine not even being able to do pizza right. Watch Italy demolish the Finnish embassy at any moment. My solution to the Israeli-Palestine conflict. In blue, Kosovo. In red, Serbia. Okay, not gonna lie, maybe we don't need the AI anymore. Humans still coming out on top. Another map showing the countries I don't recognize the independence of. This thing is looking awfully familiar, strangely. Ireland, Canada, the USA, Australia, New Zealand, and even all the former British Raj countries? Could that be the linking factor? But wait, who would possibly not recognize the independence of any of the former British colony territories? Who would have incentive to do this? How I, as an American, really look at Europe. It all starts with my optic nerve from the brain, and if the map for some reason avoids my blind spot, I will see it, but it will be a little bit reversed. I use my muscles to adjust my eye lens, and then the eye enters through my pupil and iris and retina, and there it is. It's that simple. I don't think anyone else sees Europe the way I do. The dangers presented by Wales. In black, you would be in Wales. In red, there could be an invasion at any time. In orange, you are not safe. In yellow, you have enough time to hug your loved ones. And in blue, you are just in the illusion of safety. So if Ohio's gonna take over all of North America, I guess Wales will take over Europe. I think they'll rule the world pretty well together. Countries which look like they're eating other countries. Obviously, the red ones are doing the eating, and these orange ones are getting eaten. Side note, first person to point out actually North Ireland isn't a country gets 10 years deducted from their lifespan. Finally, someone said it. It needed to happen. Croatia looks like it's going to attempt to eat Bosnia, but I think it's actually not going to go that well. All these other places seem significantly bigger. They could definitely eat the orange countries. I feel like Serbia is just going to take a little bite out of Kosovo. It's a bit of a snack. Didn't realize how much I needed Mapivore in my life. A true size of the Vatican City map. You might have heard the Vatican City is actually the smallest country in the world, but think again. It actually stretches all the way from Spain to Russia. That's right. And don't ask me to cite my source. This all came to me in a dream. A map of every country's favorite Family Guy character. Of course, the places that speak the Romance languages are all about the giggity. Balkans still very divided, so accurate. Is this a Polish history joke right here? And I can't think of a better person in the entire world to represent Iceland. Now this is epic. I'm gonna celebrate by watching 10 minutes of funny Family Guy clips. Countries that have been under primate control. In green, we have colonized by Homo sapiens. And you know this thing is accurate because there are a couple no data countries, or a couple of areas where we're not exactly sure if the Homo sapiens got here. It's understandable. Wait, isn't this where they dropped the biggest nuclear bomb in the world? Makes sense, this is great. More Zarabamba lore. Naturally generated Western Europe map. Sorry, this post has been removed by moderators of r/Minecraft. How dare they? Clearly there's some European phobia building up in that subreddit. Who's gonna do something about this? A map of the world if Denmark got their way. Basically, we all would be living inside a Lego man's head. Oh, but I guess the Danish have a really big problem with Hawaii and Japan for some reason. Honestly, for that price, I don't think I could pass this up. The future of America is Mormon/Amish dominated theocracy. How do you feel about this in your country? This has got to be some sort of leaked map from the CIA. This is what America's gonna look like in 2100. So many counties with over 50% of one of these two. With all this Mormon over here, this is pretty much gonna look like the Netherlands. People on bikes everywhere. Finally, someone has done it. Someone has unbalkanized Europe. Europe obviously is an incredibly balkanized place, but this is the first time I've seen it truly unbalkanized. So many of that other stuff is just really clickbaity. A world map of how East Asia actually looks like. So of course we have East Taiwan and West Taiwan. We all know those are things. They taught us that in school and stuff. Then we have the Hong Kong Republic, as well as the Kingdom of Tibet and East Turkestan. North Mongolia and South Mongolia. The Imperial Japanese Army still controls the far west of Japan, of course. Finally, my favorite country of them all, the Tuva Republic. The world's really gone downhill ever since they left us. Don't forget the entire Federation of East Ukraine. It's way out over here. Then there's a United Korea, Japan, and West Japan. Also, the sea is called Twitter for some reason. I'm so glad the truth is finally getting out there. A map of Liechtenstein after the Iranian Revolution in the 1970s. Now, you might be surprised to find out that the Iranian Revolution of the 1970s had no impact on the country of Liechtenstein. But that literally doesn't matter at all, because this is still technically true. This is a map of Liechtenstein after the Iranian Revolution of the 1970s. You're welcome. And big thanks to Twick and Hamster, the Polish
So yeah, if you enjoy my reactions video, then subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on post notifications. Have a really nice, great day. Bye.